My friends over at Roosevelt's, they make the most incredible shirts. And they have everything from Disney to The Office to Jurassic Park, WWE, and everything pop culture. Nickelodeon, Nicktoons. My son and I fight over the shirts that we get shipped to us. Use promo code SWOGGLE. Save 20% off any order, from button-ups to hoodies to activewear, everything. Guys, go to roosevelts.com. RSVLTS.com. Use promo code SWOGGLE. Save yourself 20% on everything. RSVLTS.com.
You're listening to the Major Pod Network, the only place where your favorite toy store, card shop, arcade, theme park, and arena are all on the same block. Scratch that major itch.
Guys!
Another episode.
Your microphone is so loud.
Why is it so loud?
Did you adjust the volume?
Is that any better? Hello, hello, hello. Is that changing anything?
Hit me with the guys.
Guys? I didn't touch anything, George.
Back. Do a little bit of this. Get it a little bit back from your. You don't have to lean away.
No, we're leaving all this shit in. We're leaving all this in because here's the issue. These people need to know. I put it away from my face, and I think it's too far. And then 1 week I put it close to my face, and I worry about the visual of it being in my face. And it's fine. But then this week, now it's suddenly blasphemous.
So here's the general simplified version of audio editing.
Can you hear yourself, by the way?
No, why?
Good.
It's easier to take your audio and make it louder than to did you turn me up when I said that I couldn't hear myself? No, because now you can? Yeah. It's easier to make your audio louder than to take away the peaks.
I'm putting the hearing aid back in.
Yeah, can you hear that? Hearing aids back in.
Glad you can hear that.
We are a minute and almost 2 minutes in, and it's been a fucking roller coaster already. Dylan, intro the goddamn show.
Guys, this is going Postl. That's George. I'm Dylan. And this is going to be a fun one. If you've clicked on this and you're a new listener, get ready for the ride. We would love you to check out past episodes if you haven't. You can find them all in the library, in past libraries, past episodes of this great podcast. Guys, that's George. I'm Dylan. You can follow me at Dylan Postl on all forms of social media. Before we go any further, George is going to plug his socials right now.
So there's only two socials that you need to worry about when it comes to me. That is at Going Postl Pod. That is the social account for this show. And the other one is for the other podcast that I am on, and that is at Game Marks Pod. We'll talk about that a little later, but just because I want to have two this episode, that show is hosted by myself and who, Dylan?
Caruso!
Thank you very much for that. Congratulations to Mr. Caruso,
Mr.
Clash.
We've texted him privately.
But also, because it's a public forum here, if you happen to follow Johnny Clash on the social media, at JClash21, make sure to offer your congratulations to him on the birth of his first child. But like you said, Dylan, this episode is going to be a banger, a doozy. It is one that we are swinging for the fences on. If you're listening to this, you've read the title, you know what's happening. But to do the proper intro, let the people know what's going on this week.
I sat down on an afternoon with probably, I would say, top 3 best friend in the wrestling business, Kofi Kingston. And it got off immediately, shot off. And there was no like, hey, we're going to start ready in 3. No, he started making fun of me, and you guys will see it literally just start.
Instantly.
It's instant where I just go, all right, I'm hitting record now. And we're just instantly laughing. And there's so many laughs in this episode at things that I've never even talked about ever, and things that he hasn't even brought up ever in any interviews. And it's such a fun, this is one of those where I'm glad George taught me and fixed my microphone settings for the laughing, because otherwise it would just be dead air. And there are times in this where
I still had to fix some of the audio for that.
Okay.
There's a certain point, and I can't remember the specifics of it, but your laugh is so genuine. It is a belly laugh is the only way that I can describe it.
Yeah.
It's such a genuine laugh that it would
my stomach legitimately hurt from laughing so hard at the end of this episode. And yeah, guys, but before we go any further, before we kick off the interview, George and I have to thank our friends over at Roosevelt's Clothing, rsvlts.com. Guys, head over there. I'm wearing one of the Little Mermaid collections. I just got back from Disney.
This is awkward. I'm also wearing a Roosevelt shirt today.
George is wearing his Star Wars Millennium Falcon shirt. Guys, these are the most comfortable shirts you will ever wear. Just button-ups. But then they got polos. The Happy Gilmore collection of polos just arrived at my doorstep yesterday. Roosevelts.com. That is RSVLTS.com. Use promo code SWOGGLE. Save yourself 20%. I've had people come to me and go, I used your promo code on clearance items, and it still worked, and it gave me even more money off. Guys, head over there today. Roosevelts.com. Promo code SWOGGLE. Save yourself some cash.
Hell yes. And of course, as we mentioned before, at Going Postl Pod, at Dylan Postl on all forms of social media, youtube.com/Dylan Postl for the video versions of this podcast, but also some figure unboxings. We've got the video diaries from all of Swoggle's travels. We've got twitch.tv/Dylan Postl, swoggleauction.com for a free $10 credit over at Whatnot, and coming soon, the brand new DylanPostl.com. And guys, happy to say 3 new shirts have gone up on ProWrestlingTees.com/Swoggle.
It's on my reminders we're recording this intro on Sunday. It's on my reminders to plug the shirts on Monday for added traffic. I am so happy with these 3 shirts, especially coming off the heels of the Impact episode. Yes. Awesome stuff. ProWrestlingTees.com/Swoggle. Head over there.
And with that, Dylan, I think there's only one thing left for you to do. You can snap, you can clap, you can just give a thumbs up. However you are deciding to throw it right to the Kofi intro, that's up to you.
Here we go.
Mad Cat Beard Care, they are the absolute best. They make my beard feel soft, silky, smooth. But not only that, they've been a one-man show since 2019. Mad Cat Beard Care uses a portion of sales to care for local stray cats, cover their medical bills, find safe spaces, and forever homes. Their products are made to order with vitamins and all natural oils that promote strong, healthy hair and moisturize your skin as well. Mad Cat Beard Care has exclusive scents for myself as well as other wrestlers, such as a childhood favorite of mine, Delirious, Ring of Honor legend with his lime and French vanilla scent that makes my beard smell and feel amazing. And of course, make sure to try my exclusive scent, Swoggled, with notes of lavender and sage. And guys, make sure to use promo code SWOGGLED to save 15% on your whole order at madcatbeardcare.com. And remember, the Mad Cat makes a happy beard.
You know?
Guys, he already started. He already started.
You know?
You're over here wearing your free t-shirt from the cereal company from England from
right.
2010. You've literally probably had it since then. And you're coming on here and starting in on me.
Hey, you know, look, you got to swing first. You know, when you know you're going into a fight, you got to come out swinging first. I'm not going to lean in and, what's going on here? So what are the rules of a confrontation? And then I get, you know, the uppercut in the chin. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm on my heels, you know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to, you know, defend. So I come out swinging, you know?
Hello, friend. It's good to see you. I literally love that we start off immediately immediately with the barrages back and forth, because that's essentially how we've always been. And I tell people all the time how like Hawkins, our relationship is 90% making fun of each other.
Right, yeah.
And trying to make each other's day more stressful. Not stressful, but like, you guys raised my blood pressure a lot. And like, my blood pressure is probably already high if I got it checked. But you guys just, especially you, because I think it's come out that you are like a spy almost. Like one of those spy versus spy cartoons where you get your digs. You'll just be tying your boots and you'll just under your breath say one where everyone kind of looks up at each other and goes, did he just fucking say that?
Yeah, that's how you got to do it. You know, I'm more of a, you know, the subtlety is the key for me. I'm not really, you know, over the top. It depends on what we're doing, but normally I'm not over the top. You know what I mean? I like to come with a subtle dig every now and then, and one that might hit you like, you know, 5-6 minutes down the line, you know, or even when you're at home, you're like, hey, wait a minute, what did he say? You know,
I've literally texted the group many times, or you going like a day later going, did you just?
When you think about it, you know, and we were just talking about this because my wife and I were at the plant store, and she picked the plant that had the bird poop on it because that means good luck. So when you're saying, oh, you know, you're dumping on me over here, I feel like you're putting a negative tone on it, you know? But when you think about it in actual life, if you get pooped on by a bird, that is considered to be like good luck. So I feel like you should almost be like, I'm waiting for like the thank you to come. Yes, I don't want to like jump to it, but I feel like you're beating around the bush, and then we're gonna talk about something else. And I feel like you should be thanking me for like the insults. I don't even want to say insults, you know what I mean? But for the good luck that I'm bestowing upon you when I say these things.
So you insulting and essentially bullying have made me a better person.
Whoa, bully, sir, bullying.
Because you have famously come out that I was a bully of sorts. And that is something I feel is a complete falsity. You
can't even say it without stuttering through it. So that's how you know that you're already lying. You can't. Your body is like, it's such a deep lie that in your core and your chromosomes, they're just like, they don't want to say what you're about to say because it's completely untrue. You know?
I've exposed you to the world. Okay, to let them know who you really are. And anybody who's hung out with you for more than 5 minutes usually figures that out anyway, because they're like, "Oh, look at Hornswoggle! Whoa, look at that on TV, man! Wow, yeah, can I say what's up?" And you're cussing at people. I remember you meeting my brothers-in-law, and they were just like, they were flabbergasted. We went out to dinner. I want to say it was like South Carolina or something like this. We went to like a Waffle House out to dinner after the show, and they were just like completely taken aback by your real personality versus your on-screen persona, you know? So now that I take it as one of my one of my goals to let the world know who you really are. You know, who you really are.
One of my favorite Kofiisms is the fan voice. The fan voice that you always do. And it's never changed. It can be you being very angry at a situation or being very happy at a situation. Every member of your fan base or the pro WWE fan base as a whole has the same voice in your mind. If you were a ventriloquist, it would just be one doll the whole time. It would just be that. You always describe that, and that thing is you always said that they would picture me as just collecting gold coins and clicking my heels, and yet after 5 minutes they would see it a completely different way.
They'd see the truth. Their eyes would be opened. If you're around kids, they grow up. You know what I mean? Like, they grow up. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I brought my kids around this guy. What's he talking about? You know, what's the subject matter that he's talking about around my kids who are not ready to be engaging in this conversation right now? Well, I guess they grew up. He went into the conversation at age 3 and he left the conversation at age 6.5. So, you know, that's the reality, man. That's
and I will say, I wrote it down because I think with all of this, you are easily the person I rode with the most.
Oh yeah.
And I was trying to think back because we did a whole episode of the regular pod of just our relationship and how it all started and whatever. And I think it was when I was like during the me and Punk and Miz and that, and we would just try to fill the vans. And we were like, oh, right. Kofi's got a free car. Just same thing we did with Hawkins and Ryder. Kofi's got a free car this week? Yep. Let's get a van. Let's put 7 guys. Oh, Kofi's got a free hotel too? Let's put them. And it was just funny because I was laughing. I was like, we literally did that to everyone.
Oh, yeah. That was the way. That was the way. And I remember just being so like green and being like, oh my God, these guys, they want to accept their wing. Wow, they're really welcoming me onto the roster. Yeah, sure, yeah. You want me to drive too? Yeah, you get in the car. Oh, I'll drive 5 hours. Yeah, drop some knowledge on me. You guys are sleeping in the car. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's later. How I wrote it down. How you would be in charge of booking the cars. I would be in charge of 2 things: booking the hotels and sleeping.
Yeah.
And that was my job. And I finally just stopped eating because we timed it. I noted to you, we timed it where it was less than 20 minutes. If I ate, I would be passed out at night. Yeah. And it was on the clock. And then I knew I could almost feel the phone after a while, your phone coming up. And I would just, and I could feel it. I just could feel it for some reason. That, and then you always having to question my hotel bookings.
Yeah, bro. I mean, number one, I have so many pictures of you sleeping. It's like it's bad. Like, it makes me look like the creep. You know what I mean? Like, I just have pages and pages of you just like sleeping, mouth wide open, drooling, whatever. I have one where we were in the hotel room and you were sleeping and you had the cover pulled up like just right above your nipples and you're sleeping with your palm on your forehead. I did a side by side of like it was a black and white. I think it was like Marilyn Monroe in like some dramatic scene, and she's just like like hand on her forehead, like just Touching the side by side. So, you know, like I'm looking at these pictures. I'm like, man, like, why am I taking pictures of this adult who's like sleeping? He's legit tired. You know what I mean? Trying to rest up for a hard day's work. And now I'm like taking pictures, man. Like, so I don't know. Maybe it's me, but
No, it's everyone. I truly feel that I have more pictures of me in people's phones than 90% of their children.
oh yeah.
And it's not like, hey, we're really proud of what Dylan's doing. Hell no. Hell no. It's sleeping, otherwise sleepy, or just outlandish. That's Dreamer famously said to me, he goes, I have more pictures of you in my phone than my daughters or my dogs.
Yeah.
And he goes, exactly what you said. He goes, I almost feel like a creep, but then it's just our relationship, and that's how we know it is.
Yeah. Like I can't stop. You know, like now I'm too far in now. Like I can't stop. You know what I'm saying? Like I almost feel like, you know, we haven't hung out in a while, so I'm like I need some new pics. You know what I'm saying? I need to update the album a little bit.
That'll be Landon's new job. You'll have to pass the torch to him, literally.
Oh, man. Yeah, dude.
Along with that, we were laughing when I recorded the episode about you. Is the thermostat game with the hotel keys, and I don't know why it started. And that's like one of my biggest memories of the two of us traveling together. Is literally just. It started with the war. I remember it started with the hotel key war, where you or I were on the other side, and we just whipped it, and it got out of hand so much that one of us hit the other like in the eye, and we really had to go. No, we gotta stop. Like this is going to hurt each other.
Yeah, once it comes down to like losing your vision, and you know, and then the funny thing is too is like you know, having kids now, and we joked about this too because Woods also shot me in the face with a t-shirt gun filled with baby powder.
For the punk show or whatever, right?
Yeah, but same thing here, right? Like if I have to explain to my kids, like, hey, Dad, so how did you lose your eye anyway? Well, son, I was in a hotel room and I was messing around with Swoggle, and we turned off the lights and we started throwing the hotel keys at each other, and now I can't see you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like this is not a good story. Why did you do that, Dad? So then I could never like tell him not to go out and do anything. You lost your eye throwing a hotel card, you know, getting hit with the hotel card in the eye with your friend.
The best is we would come out of the bathroom in the hotel room, and you'd have to, if there was like a mirror, you'd look in the mirror to see if you could see where the other one was. And I would go under the bed and pop out. You would somehow hug the wall so much where we couldn't see the mirror, and it was like ninja. Or then we would turn the light out. And really, it got me. I was laughing about it the other day and trying to explain it to Landon. Like, this is what we did on a nightly basis to pass time. And then Kofi would get mad at me because I turned the thermostat down. So we would have a deal where you would start. We would have like it was like a bet, or like we'd meet in the middle. Where, because I always wanted it 68 or less, and that was way too cold for you. So you were 72 or more. And it's weird that I remember like the exact that, but you would go, nope, I'll go 75. I go, no, I want 65. And we'd somehow like outlandishly, we would always meet in the middle, always. And then we both caught each other in the middle of the night, changing it. And you just finally broke down. You go, Dylan, I'm not gonna lie, I did change it. I couldn't handle it. I was just. You won the bet that night. I was just too cold. I can't handle it anymore.
Dude, well, here's my thing is this, and I get mad like. Because I think that the hotels think that they're doing you a favor when you walk in the room and it's at 65. And I'm like, bro, like I just came from outside. You know what I'm saying? Like I came to get out of the cold. So why
65 is pretty comfortable.
65 is not comfortable, bro. You're not 65-degree weather. Like if you go outside and it's 65 degrees, you're putting on like a long sleeve or like something. Come on, man.
No, No.
You don't want to, you should not be sleeping and you're shivering in the cold. Like you're under I gotta get under the blankets because it's cold. You don't have to be cold. You don't have to be. You're literally like in the hotel room where you have full control of the spectrum of the temperature and the climate. You don't have to be cold. You're like, oh God, man, I was really freezing in there, man. Good thing I had the covers on. You had control of the temperature in the first place. You didn't need the covers. So like, come on.
But you realize that I would bring this point up all the time. You grew up in Boston, where 65 was pretty warm.
Yeah, but take it to the days before Boston. I was born in Africa, in Ghana. Okay, tropical climate. That's where my blood comes from. You know. And then for whatever reason, my parents decided to move to the coldest part of I said, like, you guys were in the tropics. What? Why here? Oh, good
Doesn't make sense.
Cool and everything. But the weather, man, you see the snow. We got to shovel it out. You know, your back is hurting. You know what I'm saying? You're freezing in your car, waiting for it to warm up while you drive to work. You don't want to touch your steering wheel because it's too cold, and you're driving like this, fingertips on the steering wheel. You know what I'm saying? Because it's cold, you can see your breath. You're sliding all over the place. They didn't salt the roads. Then you're mad because there's the roads are closed on this. You got to drive all the way back. It's just not a good. Like, why are we in this temperature? I don't understand it, man. The last time, same thing, man. Same thing. Like snow everywhere. Everyone's like cold and bundled up. You can't see what each other like look like because you got the scarf and everything over your face and you're covered up. Like, what are we doing, man? You have the option. You have the option to like to move anywhere in the United States.
And you pick Boston.
You can go to Texas. You can go to, Arizona. You know what I mean? Man, Phoenix, beautiful climate. A little dry, but better than being cold. Better than being cold. You know? I just don't understand it, man. I just don't get it.
So that is not in your future of moving back to Boston?
Never. I'll never live in a cold place. As a matter of fact, so I live in Texas now, in Austin, and we moved here from California. And we were thinking about moving. I'm like, yeah, okay, we can go to Texas. It's pretty warm and everything. But it gets to be like sometimes like 30 degrees. And I remember the first time like I walked out to go take the trash out and it's like 30 degrees. I'm like, whoa, where am I? I didn't sign up for this. I didn't know it got cold here. And it's like the past couple years we've had snowstorms here, which is crazy. But I feel like if there's any way to do a snowstorm, it's the way that it's done here, where it will snow and then there's like a couple inches. The kids will go out, have snowball fights, build their snowmen, go sledding on the hills. This is great, right? And then the next day it's melted, and then you don't have to deal with it. You don't have to shovel it out. That's how I like.
You've lost sight of your roots.
Yeah, I just look. I love Boston to death. I love it. I love the sports teams there. I to be honest, I like the demeanors of the people, like the attitude. People don't like people's demeanor and their mood and everything. They say that Boston, they call them mass holes. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that. I don't like that. Say that. That's people have people are passionate there. Okay, but I just won't go back. I mean, the food there is great too, genuine Italian food. I have friends that own restaurants there. We eat great food over there. But I can't be in that cold, man. I'll live in a climate where there's terrible food. The people suck. You can have it could be the worst. But if it's warm, then it's fine with me. I'll make it work. I'll make it work.
Making it work. Yeah, just picturing you when we would do the Wisconsin loop of you yelling at me, how do you do this? You do this. You live in this still. Again, what you said of you can move anywhere and you choose to stay here always rings out whenever we have the winters here because it's brutal. And just hearing your voice.
And then you guys, and you don't like the winters. I've never heard. I can't wait to be snowed in. Oh, this is gonna be great. This is gonna be awesome. I can't wait to drive through all this stuff. Like nobody likes it. So then why are you there? Why are you there?
I mean, you would just in your mind with this, all of these northern states would be pretty much unpopulated.
Yeah. You're not supposed. I mean, come on, man. What, go maybe on like a little vacation, right? Go on a little vacation. Oh, kids, you want to go see snow? It's like my wife's family's from upstate New York. We go there for Christmas. It's great. The kids get their snow. Oh, awesome. Hey, white Christmas. Wow, this is awesome. And then we go back to our warmth. That's what people should be doing. Like why would you reside? Why would you choose to reside there, especially through the winter? Do like a little timeshare. 6 months, like the birds, nature. If you have, this is perfect because birds, they have the ability, they have wings. So what do? They get the hell out of the cold in the winter.
I hate your metaphors. I hate your metaphors.
Get the hell out of there, bro. Come on, man. Am I wrong? So
you come up with one of the.
If I'm a bear, okay, I can't really fly all the way down to the warmth and then go all the way back. It's a long walk for a bear, short legs. You know what I'm saying? Like it's hard. It's a hard commute. A squirrel, that's a hard commute. So they go and they hibernate. They go into the cave and they just hide and whatnot until like the winter is done. You understand that? But a bird says, I have the ability to get the hell out of this cold when it gets cold, and that's what I'm gonna do. They get all their friends. They say, hey, it's time. We're going down south. We're going to the warmth. And that's what they do, And then when it gets to be a little bit more tolerable up north, they go back. That's what we should be doing, man. Nature, bro. Follow the nature.
All of your, whenever you go on a rant, it's always spoken in like a metaphorical way. And it never ceases to drive me nuts because it's always you teaching a lesson that really isn't a lesson anyone's come up with, but you just come up with it on the spot and you keep rolling with it to come off like this super intelligent, just metaphorical human, and it irritates the heck out of me.
Hey, look, man. See, this is now you're being hard-headed. See, the reason why I have to go on and on because I have to paint the scene and paint the picture so that you understand more and more oh my God, the more he goes on, the more sense this makes. And you start to question why am I in this situation? But then when you come out of it with this attitude, well, I really hate that you're doing this and I hate, what are you talking about? What you hate being enlightened? People go to school to get an education. People go to college to learn. They get an education. So would you be mad at the professors for teaching you and giving you said information and making you smarter, making you a better human being, and you're mad at the professors, you're mad at the teachers? That's being hard-headed, bro. That's hard-headed. That's hard-headedness. You got to make a change, man.
Kofi, I have one question for you. It might be a bit off topic. I need to change the subject here because I'm not going to get angry on this episode. I'm not going to. The one question I have for you, every January, I have the same question for probably 10, 15 years now. I don't know. Where's the pogo stick?
Look, man.
When is the pogo stick coming out? I have asked you since, I want to say 2010. All I wanted was a pogo stick. Every January, you do something astonishing.
Wow.
And
astonishing for one reason or another.
I mean,
late, but go ahead.
And all I've asked you, I woke up out of a real deep sleep one morning, going into a Royal Rumble, knowing you have to steal the show like usual. And I woke up out of a deep sleep that morning, or in the car possibly, and I go, pogo stick. Just get a pogo stick. And you looked at me with the most questionable look you've ever looked at me with up until that point of how could you come up with that? And then you did it with a chair. And you go, this is completely different. This is different than a pogo stick, Dylan. But every year now, I proceed to text you the week before the Rumble, is the pogo stick happening? And you give me the same answer, no. Just a very pretty much a simple no, not this year.
Well, here's the thing, man, is...
And rollerblades. Rollerblades was a really good idea of mine that I thought, still to this day, would make complete sense.
I mean, it's still possible, but technically, I mean, I don't know that that's very impressive, or anybody wants to see that, or if anybody even like uses rollerblades anymore. I haven't seen a rollerblade in, I don't know, 25. But we'll put that one in the bag. It's in there. It's in there. But yeah, man, I tell people all the time, man. Like, I like, I really cherished having you as like the person to like legit like bounce ideas off of for before Rumble, because it got to a point. I always got to give John Morrison credit because he did the, getting knocked to the apron and Spider-Manning and parkouring his way back to the ring during a Rumble. And then the next year when he wasn't there, I was like, I guess I'll just start doing this. I'll steal.
So
this
that's
spot
where it
now.
started. You in your mind, it needed to someone needed to do it, almost like the Bushwhacker Santino spot. Someone needed to do that crazy moment.
Well, it wasn't even like someone needed to do it. It was more like, hey, this is a match where we have 30 people and they're in the ring at the same time. Well, I'm not winning. How can I stand out? How can I make you talk about me? Even though I'm not going to be like winning the match. So, yeah, I think the first year was that the handstand, if I'm not mistaken, which me and Miz did. And then
I remember you though in rehearsals. You got one of the times you just like stood in place and you go, "Oh no, I don't know if this is gonna work." and,
no, go ahead.
and then he like one of the other times he pushed you too hard.
Yeah.
And you were, I don't know, it's got to be perfect, but it always came out perfect.
Yeah, it's really weird, man, because so many things have to go right, and I give a lot of credit to the people who I'm involved with, like doing those spots, But yeah, when so most people when they walk on their hands, actually, Sol Ruka in NXT is probably one of the most impressive athletes that I've seen in real life. Like, Katana, she goes by now. Also, like the way that they're able to like move around like actual gymnasts and like walk around on their hands as if it were their feet. You see them and they're walking and they walk with their like their backs moving forward. So I was trying to do that and I couldn't do it. And I kept like walking the other way. So I'm like, you know what? Let me just do that intentionally. So when you go back and you watch it and Miz throws my feet up, I'm like walking the wrong way with my handstand, and then I just land on the stairs right there. So this became a scenario where you have an opportunity to stand out, and it's so hard to do. Like with each passing year, each passing episode of Raw, all these everybody's trying to do the same thing and trying to stand out. And I just saw the Rumble as an opportunity to do that. So the next year after that, I forget what it was, but people were asking like, hey, you gonna do something again? I'm like, I don't know. And then, rooming with you and talking about it, we ended up doing another one. And the year after that, same thing. Like, okay, what are you gonna do this year? I'm like, oh no, this is like, I have to do this now. This is like my, this is like my thing. So I'm like, it's cool, but yeah, it was, I really did value like that skull session and brainstorm session that we would always have. And it would always like start with you kind of ridiculing, oh, what are you going to do now? Oh, who are you, so when you were like, oh, what are you going to do? What are you going to do this year? A pogo stick. Oh, and you're like laughing. Just like, man, actually, that might be a good idea. I remember like looking over at the chair in the room and just being like, hey, this might work. So then I get in there and I remember we're in the hotel room and I get on the chair and I just start bouncing on the chair and it wasn't locked. So I kept like falling forward. I'm like, oh, wait a minute, here. So then I locked the chair, so like fall forward and start hopping in the room. And I remember like laughing maniacally at you. I'm like, like, oh, screw you, man. Yeah, thanks for the idea. You thought you were messing with me, but you actually gave me an idea. So, like I said, man, I just really did value like all the times that we would just like think about cool things to do. It was almost like just like kind of like clockwork. And so now, like the past couple years when I haven't been able to achieve the spot, I blame you. I'm thinking about it now because I haven't had the chance to, you should book yourself a ticket to the Rumble. I wouldn't book you a ticket. I don't, I'm just saying you should book yourself a ticket to the Rumble and then we can room together. You probably should pay for the room too. And then we can have the skull session and think about different unique ways to do Rumble spots, and then they wouldn't get messed up. Because
I thought you said, hey, I think it's time. I think I think maybe next year I just get thrown out. Like
I would always say that. People are like, people do it. What happens if you mess it up? I'm like, well, I'll just take my ass to the back. The first time when it happened and I did that springboard, and I think that year I actually ended up being like in the Rumble for the least amount of time. I think it was like 15 seconds or something like that. So I go to springboard and Kevin pushes me and I jump and I see myself going and I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna make it. I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna make it. I'm gonna So then I was like, I grabbed onto it, but the momentum, like my feet, obviously they hit the ground and they came down like so hard. I think I broke my toe. I think I like did something to my ribs.
you hit the barricade on your ribs so hard. Even Landon, I was watching with Landon goes, oh, well, that's not a good one.
It was not good. It's not the kind of thing that you can like walk through and practice. So like I kind of like half did it or whatever throughout the day, but I'm like, oh, you know, when showtime comes, I should be okay, because I was getting there, or getting as close as I felt like I needed to, and then thought that the adrenaline from the crowd would give me a little bit more momentum. But going through it full bore, what I would do now is jump out instead of up. You know what I'm saying? So I jumped kind of like up and then came down super hard. But if I would have jumped out, I would have been able to get there easily. So, you know, who knew though? You know, hindsight's 2020. And of course, when my foot hit the ground, I was like, oh, did anybody see that? And like looking at the replay, it was like so incredibly obvious. And I remember it was Rodzilla. He's like, yeah, your feet hit. And I stood there for a second. I'm like,
yeah, that's the best thing. But you sure about that?
It's so hard. My toe was like, my toe's still messed up. So I'm like, all right, well, is this a dream? Because people have been talking about this for legit a decade. And I'm like, oh, let me try to wake up. No, this is not a dream. Let me just go ahead and take my ass to the back. Like I said, you know, walk through, you know, and that was it. So, you know, it is what it is. And then last year, this past year, I was like, you know what? Let's make this easy money. This should be simple. You know what I mean? I'm gonna jump to a chair. This is gonna be easy. You know, especially after the year before. You know, we got to just get back on the board. And sure enough, like when I got knocked off, I came off so hard that when I turned around, I didn't have time to adjust. So I'm like, uh-oh, let me try to like adjust in the air. So ironically, if I would have jumped up like I jumped the first year, I might have had a chance to like adjust in the air. But this time I jumped out and had no time. So then I was like, oh, and then like hit my head on the table and everything. I'm like, just get me out of here, man. Get me the hell out of here, man. It's over. It's done. I don't know.
That's the after text of, I think it's done. I think I'm done with this. Yep.
I think it might be. So that's the thing is like, man, like I've done that. I've been in that position for so long that I try to think about things to do, and it's almost like they're like reiterations of the older ones, or like trying to one up the older ones. And then I'm thinking like, man, well, like risk reward, like, is this worth it to like to try it and not do it? Or maybe that's the deal. Maybe that's what I do now, is like try it and then fail at it for the next 12 years, you know, and then have like a 50.
You do the handstand and you just back bump on the ground.
Oh, sorry guys. I didn't do it. I don't know. So I don't know, man. I'm on the fence about like where it's gonna go. But there's part of me too that wants to be like, oh no, F you, man. Like I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it just to show, you know. So
I know it's gonna be that every year. It's gonna be that mentality every year. I can't go out a failure. I can't do that. Nope.
Yeah, I can't go out like that. Can't go out like that. That can't be the last one. But I don't know. It is what it is. We'll see what happens.
speaking of that kind of moment of a letdown and almost something almost going bad, one of the moments that you and I have shared in the ring at Wrestlemania, a famous WrestleMania 29. I get to be the team mascot for Team Teddy. You're on the team.
Yeah.
Our Truth, our friend Zack Ryder, and a few others are all on the team. It's going to be my big WrestleMania moment. I'm going to do a huge dive to the outside. We planned it out where Truth and Kofi are going to help me to the top rope and balance me so I can stand on the top rope and take in all adulation and then jump into the air with the athletic prowess that I have. And it didn't go that well.
I think it went well.
Truth was there for me. Audibly on camera, you can hear a younger at the time Hornswoggle going, hand, hand, hand. And then, as I'm in the air, you see you reach up and like, oh yeah. just to prove afterwards that you tried to help me. Because you were supposed to hold my hand on the top rope with Truth. And it's just Truth on my left and me going, hand, Kofi, hand. Okay, screw it. And just jumping. And afterwards, me coming up to you going, where were you? Oh, yeah, I thought about it afterwards.
Totally. Like you probably said at least like 6 or 7 times throughout the day, hey, make sure that your hand is up there. Okay, I'm gonna need your hand for some support. To the point where I was like, yeah, I'm gonna beat, like I'm getting mad and frustrated that you're telling me so many times. I'm like, bro, I'm a professional.
It's not like you have a huge WrestleMania match. Like,
I mean, but we gotta be there for each other, and I'm usually there for everybody. And I'm like, God, I'm just putting my hand up, dude. Why are you like so? You don't have enough faith in me as a performer, as a coworker,
as a friend.
There for you. Of course I'm gonna be there. Of course I'm gonna be there, man. I'm gonna be there for you when you need me. And I wasn't. And I'm sorry, bro. It's like I don't know if you watch Curb Your Enthusiasm, but there's a scene or an episode where Larry David gets in the elevator, and like when you see somebody coming, but you don't want them to actually get into the elevator, but you reach like you're trying to like stop the door. But you're not really reaching to stop the door to hold it open, so you just get the
You T-Rex armed as I was in the air. You went.
Yeah,
literally.
It wasn't intentional. I was just caught up in the moment, man. I was so happy to see you up there.
So happy for me.
Getting your shot, and I just got caught up in all the emotion, like a fan watching it again. Just wow, I got the best seat in the house. Just high-flying Hornswoggle going from the inside of the ring to the outside, man. Oh my God! I'm supposed to be here as a coworker. Man.
I'm just glad that it's audibly on camera, me yelling at you and disappointed at you.
I would have denied it. I was there. What do you mean? I was there. But now like you're legit hand. What? Oh, my hand. You want my hand for some support? Get you on the next one, bro. Sorry.
Supporting is something that you've done for me quite a bit, and it's something that you say you've supported me on to this day, and I really don't believe it. A certain character that never was.
That's right.
In my career that you fully support still to this day, and I argue about to this day. What do you know about Big Nick from Jersey, Kofi?
I know about Big Nick from Jersey. I know that I'm one of the few people on this earth that saw something that could have been the biggest thing, not in just wrestling, but in television. You know how people go into the Hall of Fame twice, right? Shawn Michaels, he goes in with DX. Same thing. Triple H goes in individually, goes in with DX. You know what I'm saying? You could have gone in the Hall of Fame, not only as Hornswoggle, which you will do, you could have gone in as Big Nick from Jersey. You guys all remember the GM.
This is gonna make me furious.
I'm just look, man. It makes me. It actually kind of saddens me. 'Cause I wanted it for you, you know, and you were supposed to be the big reveal for the special GM, the mystery GM,
Anonymous general manager, yes. Yeah.
and you were Big Nick from Jersey. Yeah, all you stupid parents thought that I was parading around like a leprechaun. You stupid parents and you stupid kids. My real name is Big Nick. I live in a luxury apartment in Jersey, and now I'm swimming in the dough. You could have had something there, bro. Carl would have been heartbroken and angry. Oh my God. Hornswoggle, who lives under the ring with this pot of gold, who paints a picture on the wall and runs through it, and Carlito can't run through it. He runs into the wall. Wow. Invested my time and my emotions into is actually a jerk. He has a luxury apartment in Jersey because you bought all my merch. All my merch.
I thought you were gonna go past it.
And look at me now. I'm taking your money and I'm cashing out. Swimming in the dough. The backstroke. You could have had something special, man. You could have had an action figure. I'll tell you what, man. If you had embraced the Big Nick role, you would still be the general manager today.
So you're saying I didn't embrace it?
You didn't embrace it at all. You went out there and the rehearsals, and you had the paper in your hand. So I wish I had some paper here. I could really imitate this, but you're rustling the paper and you're reading it, and it's, I'm a new general manager. I'm Big Nick from Jersey, and I tricked all you guys, and you believed me, and now I'm swimming in the dough, and what were you doing? I'm sitting in the crowd, me and TJ, and we're just like, this guy, he doesn't, number one, he might be a leprechaun, but he don't like money. You know what I'm saying? But he certainly doesn't like money in real life. You know, this guy doesn't want to be in the Hall of Fame. He doesn't want a one-way ticket to the Hall of Fame to be forever immortalized in the annals of history and in the WWE. Well, what is he doing out there? Why is he not embracing this? You know? If me, Woods, and E would have gone out there and half-assed these positivity preaching preachers, you think we'd be where we are right now? Huh? You think we'd be, number one t-shirt selling, Bootios cereal wielding, unicorn horn wearing, pancake slanging guys that we are? You think we'd be that if we didn't embrace the role? Swoggle? No. If we went out there and quarter-assed it, I can't even give you a half-ass. You didn't even half-ass it, you quarter-assed it. You went out there and you quarter-assed it. You know, and now, you know, come on, man, you could have been the boss. Look at Roman Reigns. Think Roman Reigns bloodline vibes.
No,
you Big Nick from Jersey, You'd have assembled a crew, a whole squad. Come on, man.
You and TJ booed in the crowd because they cut the mic because it was so bad. That's something I specifically remember, is they cut the mic for rehearsal because it was going so poorly, and you guys loudly booing.
Yeah, let him finish, you know? Let him finish, you know? Let him finish the rehearsal, because you might, maybe, like, in my heart of hearts, I think that maybe you would have, like, embraced the role, and then you would have gotten into it, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, this is a big, because we were out there to support you. You know what I'm saying? We were out there
No.
to support you and give you a round of applause and cheer you on and pump you up. And before we could even do that, you know,
Kofi, at that point, I've never seen you watch a rehearsal in my life until that point.
That's false. I watched early in my career. I watched several rehearsals, and I was trying to re-spark that.
Oh, that's why. That's why.
I said, you know what? Let me get out there and watch these rehearsals one time for Swoggle. Let me be there for my friend and support him. But I'm telling you, man, you could. Oh my God, think of all the merchandise, dude. You have like the big sunglasses on. You're rich, you know. Maybe you have like a cigar or something like that, you know. And you just, come on, man. Big Nick from Jersey. Just, well, what was the movie? I'm not gonna be able to think. there's a character. This is really dumb. I'm gonna say there's a character in a movie that reminds me of Big Nick, and it says no one's gonna be able to play.
They kept telling me going into it, yeah, we're thinking like the baby from Roger Rabbit. And I was like, okay, oh, I got this. And I did not have it.
You didn't have it. You didn't have it. Or I say you didn't want it.
You
didn't want it.
That could have been a huge moment for me.
It would
have been. It would have been. Now we need to talk about probably the biggest moment in your career, something I am very, very happy for you about. You deserved for so very long. Reindeer Kofi.
You're not putting me over right now. This is what I was talking about in the beginning of the episode, because I wasn't gonna emotionally invest in this this giving of flowers. I'm like, okay, let's see where this is going. I know he's gonna come with a backhanded something, and I knew it. That's why I came out swinging earlier. I knew it, man. Come on, man.
Probably my most proud I've ever been of you.
Hey, reindeer! I love the reindeer angle. I loved it, and I got inspiration from TJ actually.
That's it. It's in my notes. Then we need to talk about reindeer TJ.
We can't talk about reindeer Kofi without talking about reindeer TJ. Oh my God! What an amazing! I think it was Tribute to the Troops, and Mick Foley coming out as Santa Claus.
Yep.
And he had a bunch of reindeer like pushing his sleigh. And I mean, like
you're picturing. I'm glad that we're both picturing TJ's face during this, especially during the rehearsal for that.
Because it's one of my favorite moments that I've had with him, that I've shared with him, and he looks over at me. So and you gotta Tyson Kidd, to me, the smoothest, most technical wrestler, just sound, incredibly talented. One of the most talented people that I've ever been in the ring with. The things that he's able to do in the ring, like the transitions from one move to another, and they're moves you haven't seen before, unmatched. And to see him in this reindeer role, this comedic role, was like, oh my God, if there's anybody who shouldn't be in this role right now, it's TJ. And there he is, jacked to the gills, wearing a reindeer hat and a Rudolph red nose. And he looks over at me and he says, "This is my dream." And he pushes his sleigh and goes off about his business. Oh my God, it was just amazing, man. But again, to the you have to be able to embrace what's given to you. So this is what TJ did with the reindeer is what you should have done with Big Nick.
No, don't turn this around on me again.
I'm just saying, even though TJ should not have been in that reindeer role pushing a sleigh of all things, because he was a lot better than that, he still embraced it. He got out there. He pushed Santa out there for the damn kids, And if you would have done the same thing with Big Nick, we would have had a different story. But, me nonetheless, when I put the reindeer hat on, it was, I forget who I was wrestling, but I think either they had it on and then I took it off them. I said, "Give it to me." And I put the reindeer hat on, put their nose on, and then did a big crossbody off the top. Everybody feels good. Everyone goes home happy, There's moments in your career that you look back on and they're just fun, because at the end of the day, it's hey, I worked at Staples in the corporate headquarters over on Route 9 in Boston, and I was in a cubicle for 9 hours a day, a boring job. I wasn't passionate about it at all. So the best day at Staples, or sorry, the worst day at WWE is better than the best day at Staples. You know what I'm saying? So, you think about hey, when do you get paid to dress up, as a reindeer, or a gingerbread man, which I've done that too. Hell of a twerk, gingerbread man twerk gif out there for those of you who want to go out there and search that. But we have a lot of fun in this industry, and sometimes that fun involves doing ridiculous things like putting on holiday themed suits and things of that nature.
One of the last things that came to mind real quick was your you're very much involved with Up, Up, Down, Down, as everyone knows. And the video game on the road, playing on the road, came with PSPs. You and I were riding together and playing the hell out of PSPs and Madden. And a certain reality star turned wrestler, our friend Mike, who we would oftenly have to just say, "Hey, Miz, just be Mike. Just, hey, man, we don't like Miz outside of that. Just be Mike. I'm being Mike. This is Mike. This is constantly."
The cameras aren't on. What's going on?
So he on the road to join us because he had to prove to us he was better than us at something. He bought a PSP and Madden. And then I talked about this previously. Do you remember the time when our friend The Miz was trying to learn how to play the guitar?
Right. He created his own tablature. That's what he said, you know? And, you know, we on the road, we try to embrace different skills. You know, we have a lot of time, so we want to spend that time doing something that's different. Miz chose to learn how to play guitar. He took lessons from, I believe, the woman was called the Shred Master in California, and she was teaching him. And then he created his own tablature, which he was, excited about. I don't know what that means, but he was excited about it, and we would support him. But he had a travel guitar.
I literally am going to post the picture of the guitar in this. The guitar looked so stupid. Like, can we be honest? Like,
It did.
it looked like a broken guitar. It was very odd.
And yeah, I almost feel like it wouldn't translate to playing actual guitar. It's all like playing Guitar Hero, right?
It was smaller than a banjo. Like, it was a banjo is longer than this thing. It was very odd.
It was tiny. It was tiny, and then looked tiny like in his hands too. But he was out there. He was strumming it, bro. He was strumming it, you know. And yeah, he I remember specifically. He would put so many hours in, and then he'd be happy to like show everybody like what he'd learned. And Swoggle told him, he said, you know, he misplayed his song. And then Swoggle says, "Oh man, wow, you've been practicing really hard. You've really gotten better." And Miz like, you know, starts to blush a little bit. He's like, "Yeah, well, I've really been." And he Swoggle cuts him off. He says, "If by better, you mean worse." And his jaw just dropped because hours of hard work, you know, and practice that he had put in, he thought he was finally getting some recognition and some shine, you know, some kudos and compliments, and you just broke him down, man. You broke his heart, man. Yeah, you're getting better at that, man. Yeah, if by better, you mean worse.
Maybe the bullying thing is correct after all.
You know?
But I remember during that, he wanted to play Madden with us, and he sucked. He just wasn't good. And so we would just say, "All right, no, Kofi and I are going to play because there's actual competition here. I'll bet you anything. I'll bet you $100. I'll bet you this. I'll bet." And you were like, I think he said, "I'll bet you the guitar," or like he wanted to put the guitar on the line or something. And you said, "No, I'm going to sign the guitar."
Right. So he was gonna sign. So the bet was,
or what was he gonna sign?
My PSP.
That's what it was.
So he's like, "If I beat you, I get to sign your PSP. But if you beat me, you sign my guitar." I said, "Bro, like I didn't even want to play him because I knew that it was gonna be a slaughter. I knew it like it. I was decent at Madden back in the day, you know, but I knew that I could beat him. You know what I'm saying? Like he just didn't have the experience. You know what I'm saying? He was a young booty. He just got in the game, you know? But when he put that on the line, I was like, oh man, yeah, we're going to do this. And then we're going to take a picture and then it's going to last forever. So of course we had the game. I proceeded to beat the crap out of him. And it wasn't even close. It wasn't even close. And there's a great picture of us engaging in the ceremony.
In the back of a van.
Say the back of a minivan, right? Yeah. We're sitting there in the back of a minivan. and I signed his guitar. It's great, and there's a picture of him with his big boo boo face on, and me just cheesing, and it lives forever, like we said it would.
We never saw the guitar again. We
Yeah,
never
no,
saw it. That was literally it. I thought about it the other day. I was like, we never saw that guitar again. After that week, that guitar went away. Like, I don't know if he stopped playing guitar or if he just stopped bringing it on the road, but we never saw it again.
No, we didn't. That was the nail in the coffin. And you know what? He might have never played guitar again. I still this day haven't seen him play guitar. There's a couple guys who like bring actual guitars on the road. Woods brings an actual bass on the road to play, like Miz should have done, you know.
If you ask him, he can play though.
Yeah.
If you ask him, he can play. And then if you give him, all right, go ahead, play, he'll blame it on it's not his guitar that he learned how to play. That's exactly what he'll do. I want to talk about something that you're involved in outside of WWE.
Ooh.
This really awesome thing, Click. This really awesome GoFundMe you're part of. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, man. It's the Click for Quality Education Foundation. My mom and I have started a program to build computer labs and libraries for kids in Ghana. So yeah, it's going really well. We have a GoFundMe on GoFundMe/Click FQE, I believe.
Yep.
If not, it's on my social media page. You can click and donate and everything. But we've actually, so the gear from the Rumble, I actually put up for auction and had the proceeds go towards Click. So we made like, I want to say like $4 or $5 grand on my shoe and the gear, and we sent those out. And yeah, so we're looking to launch in September, and we're like a couple thousand short of being able to have like enough to get. We're trying to get like 50 computers, you know. So we're on the verge of doing that, and it's just really exciting because, you know, like a lot of people, I think we all kind of take for granted all the technology that we have prevalent, right? Like you talk about like, oh, I want to look up some information, and you whip out your phone and you start typing it in, and you don't even think about the fact that you are in a unique opportunity. You have a unique opportunity of, hey bud,
what's up?
How you doing?
Good.
You have a unique opportunity to, you know.
Oh my God, he's a real adult.
He's 10. He just turned 10 a couple days ago, actually, which is wild. But yeah, so yeah, man, Click for Quality Education. You know, I feel like we have the responsibility to do positive things with our celebrity and status and everything. And we're just trying to give kids in Ghana and like just an equal opportunity to learn about like technology. And we're just talking basics, man, like home row, being able to type, being able to use a mouse and all that. And it's going very well. And we should be launching pretty soon. So it's been a cool thing to be a part of, to be able to do something special for kids who definitely deserve it.
Awesome. That's GoFundMe.com/ClickFQE. Check it out. It's for an awesome cause. My friend, thank you. I texted you a couple weeks ago. I'm so glad that we were able to do this and sit down and just talk about the yucking that we've done in the past and the tee-heeing. I really appreciate it. A day one-ish friend for sure, and a very, very good friend. You wrote one of the forwards to my book, which literally, compared to our good friend Brian, yours was a complete roast of me. Brian took it all seriously and all heartfelt, and then yours was a complete roast of me. And Brian goes after, the best part is Brian goes after, he goes, I read Kofi's and I didn't know it was supposed to be that way.
That's good that we had the contrast though. So like you told us too, when you asked us to do it, you're like, hey, I'm not going to read it. I don't want to see
didn't.
Out in the book. And I said, okay, here we go. You know, the whole, you know, it's the book was wide open in terms of what I wanted to say out there and kind of like express the nature of our friendship and relationship here. Just like people have heard on the podcast, you know, I don't even think we had like an introduction or anything like that. We just assumed that everybody like knew who I was. You know, we just got right into, you know, we got what was important. But it's something that I value a lot, man. And just being able to kind of pick up where we left off, right? Like no matter how much time goes by, that we speak or like don't text or whatever, it's like riding a bike, man. And I'm just appreciative of having you as a friend, as a brother, man. And you know, it's here we are, man.
Here we are with grown ass children, with grown ass children. Like,
how about Landon, man? I saw that frog splash he had done. Like he's like
way better than I'll ever be. Man. Like he's already way better than I'll ever be. Like as in the ring and outside. I'll just be out. He's just incredible. He's and to see, like, I talked about Kai and him, like when they were younger, just best friends without ever meeting. Like just like baby Landon would just be, where's baby Kai? Where's baby Kai? And just, I want to talk to baby Kai today, because Kai was so young, and I said, you guys have never met ever in your lives, and it's a cool thing. It
really is, man. It's
wild, awesome, man. Well, thank you very, very much.
Thank you. Been a pleasure, been a joy, and it's been a good roast session.
That's good. All it is.
Now I feel warm. Now I feel warm and heated up after being roasted for this past hour. I can go out and go about my business, you know?
Guys, let me talk to you about our friends over at Manscaped, bringing you the absolute best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Manscaped makes precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. The Performance Package is the ultimate bundle in men's hygiene. Join over 7 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for our listeners. 20% off and free shipping worldwide when you use promo code SWOGGLE at manscaped.com. That's promo code SWOGGLE at manscaped.com for 20% off your order and free shipping. Wait, if my math is correct, 7 million men carry the two, that's 14 million balls. All right. Just as I'm finishing listening to the Kofi interview. Hello.
Hi.
We're recording the podcast.
Oh,
He's got a sixth sense about this.
My very famous Ethan Page toy hunt.
I hate.
Does he know that we're recording right now?
He had no idea that we were recording. He had no idea we were recording, George.
That's
this is
fantastic.
Legitimately.
How does he know?
I always make the appearance during the podcast.
But how do you know? Like,
he
it's one thing if you're
he
home.
Had no idea, George. It's Sunday night. I haven't heard from him for hours.
Amazed.
I have podcast tingling.
His ears were ringing. He's like, they need me.
Okay, well,
the cow chicken nugget signal went off in the sky. He's like, they need me.
It's a big thing in the sky. Well, can I call you after I'm done recording, my son?
I mean, can I be a guest here?
No, we're just doing an outro. Literally, we're doing an outro for the Kofi interview. That's all we're doing. I'm calling you after. I love you.
Love you.
Bye.
Guys, that was Landon Postl. Make sure to go check him out in all of the Ethan Page vlog toy hunt videos.
As soon as I saw his name pop up, I go, oh no. Guys, he's on cloud nine between the Wrestling Con video diary on my YouTube page and Brian Myers' diary, and then Ethan Page's now toy hunt with him. He's on cloud nine, and it's guys, it's going to his head. We don't need a 13-year-old with an ego problem. We don't need that.
What'd you say after he did the frog splash? You said that he's officially cooler than you?
Oh, he's 100%. I'm fully, I'm starting to believe and realize I am going to be riding his coattails in less than 10 years. Fully riding his coattails in less than 10 years. I feel like one of these or like maybe a bonus Patreon episode, whenever we get that going, I need a good Landon venting episode. A real good heartfelt swoggle, as we can call it.
Oh, there's something there.
There's something there. Guys, How about that Kofi interview? This again, if you are new to this podcast and to this YouTube channel and series, this is what it is. It is
A lot of
never
tangents.
It is never on the rails. Ever. Go back, listen to past episodes, and you will realize how off the rails this show is. But it's fun. That Kofi interview, I cannot thank him enough. I cannot thank WWE enough for letting him do it. Literally no questions asked. Like no one listening on the other end, media-wise and PR-wise. We got to the end of it, and Kofi goes, man, thank God you cut it, because we would have been talking for another 2 hours. Which means
just done a part 2.
Who knows if we do a part 2? But just fun. And I really hope it was as enjoyable to listen to and to watch as we had fun yucking it up, as we say. It was a really fun one for me. It's a very weird feel. Like I've told you behind the scenes how weird it can be for me to do interviews like this, because they are my friends and because it feels forced. And you literally tell me every time it's not coming off that way. It's fine. No. But I look at my phone during the interviews, as you can see, and hopefully not, but probably. And I go through like a list, because I write lists. I do notes, and I never thought I would be doing notes for an interview, for a podcast.
Podcasting.
But man, I don't ever want to go in and have like 15 minutes of stuff and then cut it. But then also it's like, I want notes that are going to pop me and make myself laugh. That's not the typical, who trained you? What did you do to get in? That we all get asked every interview we do.
But that's the things that I think that set your conversations apart when you have these histories, that you're asking questions that are like the deep cuts, in the sense of like, hey, let's talk about the story that, like maybe 5 people know about, but you're going to start telling the story, and we're both going to be hilariously laughing within the first 30 seconds of it.
I am so happy that the reindeer question got such a reaction out of him, because I gassing him up. He thought I was going to go for that WrestleMania moment, and then I just flipped it, and oh man, his reaction made the thing even better. And it was just, man, it was fun. We got the Big Nick impression, and guys, thank you. Thank you for coming along for this ride. Again, if you are a first time listener, checker outer, thank you. It's a blast. Come along for the ride. Check out past episodes. Make sure, if you're watching this on YouTube, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, smash the notification bell, leave a comment on this video or any of the past ones or all of the past ones. We would love that. If you're listening to this on audio form, Stitcher, Spotify, Apple Pod, wherever you download and check out your favorite podcast, make sure to subscribe. We would love it if you could leave a review. We would love it if you could leave a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts. That would be awesome for us.
And of course, as always, on the socials, at Going Postl Pod, at Dylan Postl. Once again, the YouTube free video versions. And I don't think that even when the time comes that we start the Patreon, that's going to change. I think the free video versions are going to remain on YouTube, and we will just have a Patreon of additional content when that day comes.
I think the Patreon, we do an advanced link or something.
Yeah, we'll do like we'll probably do like an early and ad free thing. I'm thinking maybe we do some Patreon game nights where like members of the Patreon get like exclusive gaming sessions with you, or game nights. Maybe we have some exclusive shows with you and Landon.
I could do a print of the month. I could do a print of the month where it's an 8x10 and you get it for free with the page. I got ideals.
What option? Yeah, that's the thing. Dylan Postl is an ideal man.
George, we need to fix this camera because I'm looking at it and I hate it. This is
your camera?
We can keep this, my camera, because this is the reason. It's this light in my fan. We'll figure it out, guys. We got this covered.
We'll work on that. But yeah, that's the plugs. That's the intro. That's the outro. That's the interview with Kofi. Guys, prowrestlingtees.com/Swoggle. There are so many shirts up there. We just added 3 more. Dylan and I got at least another 10 in the works that we want to make. A little peek behind the curtain. I submitted a shirt design. Dylan approved it reluctantly, but we knew that a lot of people would want this shirt. And then Pro Wrestling Tee said, you can't make that shirt. So we're going to go back to the drawing board on that one. And when we come back, hopefully it'll be a little bit better and we won't get in trouble for it.
Also, we might be having very soon the Live, Laugh, Limp Biscuit might officially. It won't be on Pro Wrestling Tees, guys. It cannot be on Pro Wrestling Tees.
I want that on a beer koozie so bad.
Fuck. There we go. There's the F-bomb of the week. Fuck koozies. I've been getting so much heat for this.
Oh, wait, what's the follow-up for it? You said this episode, are you admitting that you're wrong?
No, hell no. But I've been getting so much backlash over this koozie bull roar. It makes me angry. Joey Hudson posting his 97 beer koozies. These guys, then they're tagging me because I sold them. Yeah, I'm gonna make money. It doesn't mean I like them. I don't have it, huh?
You sold beer koozies?
ACW Wisconsin ones, and the Major Pod did ones of the cart of me on the cart. I didn't do it. It wasn't me. I did the ACW ones, yeah. But I hate them. I hate them. And then my dad, Eric Postl, today, at Mother's Day lunch, Eric Postl. I travel with 2 in my car at all times.
I'm hearing is that there's a lot of people that like beer koozies and you don't. And I think you may have lost this battle.
Well, if we're at a gathering and I need to know what drink is mine. He goes, but I really don't because I'm the only one that drinks caffeine-free Diet Coke. And I go, so you don't? You're literally proving my point. You don't need to. Or here's an idea. Hold on to it. Hold on to your drink. I'm not. It's this week. This week might have been maybe the most backlash I've gotten for a hot take yet.
This was the outro of the podcast. I was waiting for you to be like, George, plug your shit. And I was like, oh, I forgot. I gotta talk about the follow-up because I know that a lot of people were tagging us and I saw a lot of people tagging you and there's a lot of chit chat in the Discord. I was just like, this is going to be an easy closeout. This is going to be like, guys, I fucked up. You were right. No, I was wrong.
Hold on. If I was proven wrong, I would admit it. I would fully admit it. Chris Bogger. You know what Chris Bogger had the audacity to say to me this week? He goes, Dylan, you are the angriest person I know. And I literally said to him, I said, oh, don't you shrug your shoulders. Like, oh. He goes, you are easily the angriest person I know. And I said, I find myself very calm. Like, that's the weirdest part. I find myself very calm. Like, that could be that's the best reaction. Clip that. That's the best. And then we're all together. And like everyone agreed at the table. There was a table of like 7 of us. Everyone goes, oh yeah, he's not wrong. And I go, and I'm looking at each person. They all go, just nod their head. And I go, I'm not that angry. Like, I don't wake up going, today's going to suck. New Leaf Dylan wakes up and he is just happy.
You got to do the thing.
New Leaf. But he's happy until someone just starts with me. And I see something or I read something and then all bets are off. Guys, this has been Going Postl. Thanks for coming along for the ride.
Bye.
Hey guys, Magic Candle Company is the best way to bring your favorite vacation scents to your home. The smell of a tropical beach, dark water ride, a cruise ship, or even a water park. The Magic Candle Company is the best way to bring those nostalgic and iconic scents from your favorite vacation spot to your home. Visit MagicCandleCompany.com and use code SWOGGLE to save 15% on your whole order and bring the magic home today.